up. So, for our next speaker, Pinterest, I have to be honest, guys, it's happened a couple of times where I've met a girl and she has like amazing nails, and I say, where'd you get the idea? And then she'll say, oh, from Pinterest. Or I'll say, oh, nice dress, how did you make it? Or where'd you get the idea? Pinterest. Where'd you find your husband? Pinterest. Of course, all jokes aside, it does happen quite often. And the most interesting thing about Pinterest is it's the only platform where people do not passively scroll through to pass the time. They take the information that they get from Pinterest and use it themselves. So it's like a cycle. And then other girls or other people will talk to them about it. And I personally use Pinterest every time I go to the hairdresser. Always slightly disappointed, but it does work. So, I'm very pleased to welcome our next speaker on stage. It is Malik from Pinterest. Give it up. Have fun.
Great, thank you. What is up, OMR? Give it up for yourselves. All right, there you go. How's everybody doing? It's great to be here at day one. My name is Malik Ducard, and I'm Chief Content Officer at Pinterest, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the possibilities on Pinterest. And it's really an honor to be here, sharing the stage with great people and sharing OMR with you, rock star marketers, business leaders, and amazing legends like Serena Williams, who is just awesome. Give it up for Serena. And I think we all know who among us has the best backhand and serve. It's definitely not me. But I think that one of the things that we all have in common here is that we have a rebel spirit that's really unafraid to really challenge stereotypes and the status quo. And I'm here to tell you that Pinterest embodies that same spirit. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Pinterest, rebel spirit, really? And yes, it's true. We're really building a company that is challenging the tech industry with the economic value that we create and the human values that we stand for and we support. A place that really aspires to be the positive corner of the internet and one that brings out the best of humanity, not the worst. A place where people go to discover inspiring ideas from self-care routines, to travel tips, to buying a car, and a place where brands can really connect with these valuable customers at every stage of the funnel, from what we like to call discovering, to decision, to doing. Now, I know this sounds like big promises, but over the next couple of minutes, I really want to show you how Pinterest is delivering and why that matters for people and for brands, especially at this moment in time, because as we all know, we're in challenging times. First, there's a tough economic climate. Marketers are feeling extra pressures to really prove the value of their work. They feel that they have no choice but to depend on quick results, short-term fixes with shorter attribution cycles and no room to experiment. An approach that might look good on the tracking sheet in the short term, but honestly leaves a lot of money on the table. Another tough challenge is that your ads are showing up in an increasingly toxic environment, what we call the internet. And we all hope that the internet would create a more curious and connected world, but instead, it's really left us more depressed and divided. And let's face it, many of the other social media platforms where you advertise are responsible for this toxicity. On other platforms, AI was really programmed to maximize view time. On Pinterest, we're training AI to actually benefit our users. On other platforms, AI figured out that the more people are enraged, the more they engage. And on Pinterest, we're figuring out how AI can create a more inspired and personal experience. On other platforms, time spent online is up, but happiness is way, way down. On Pinterest, we see happiness be up here. So taking off my company hat for a moment and really speaking as a dad, right? My youngest kid is 14 years old. He turns 15 in a couple of months, and his head is always buried in the phone. And it's with him more than I am. And I'm always working hard to get his head unburied from the phone. And I worry about the dangers of this experience. And I'm sure that many of you feel the same with your loved ones. And that worry is just another sign that the industry, our industry, is in need of dire change. The world is spinning faster and faster, and we all need a new lens. We all need a new way to operate. We all have to look at business and marketing through a fresh lens, and this isn't a time for halfway measures. We really need more than just a gradual evolution of the status quo. What we really need is a revolution, a new marketing ecosystem that allows advertisers to connect with their customers in an inspired, productive, and joyful way. And I'm here to tell you that it's possible to really achieve this in general and achieve this specifically with Pinterest. Now, I'm sure you're all thinking, that guy Malik's up there, he has to say this, Pinterest pays him. But what I want to tell you is that my North Star mission in business and in life is about meaningfulness and mission. And after a decade at working at YouTube, in the positive corner of YouTube, leading areas like family, education, health, and social impact, my personal North Star led me to the positive corner of the entire internet, which is Pinterest. So to understand why, you have to understand Pinterest. I'm going to go back a second. Yeah, you have to understand Pinterest. And I want to ask you first a question. By a show of hands, how many of you use Pinterest? So that's really, really great. And I'm here to really show you why not only you, but 460 million users worldwide use Pinterest and how they use it monthly, and 16 million use it monthly here in Germany. Pinterest is the place where people discover the world's best ideas, personalized just for them, and where they can plan and purchase them into a reality. Billions of ideas have been saved by hundreds of millions of people worldwide, and their ideas are represented by images and video that we call pins. Now, these pins are organized into collections that we call boards. Now, I want to ask you another question, another pop quiz. And for a moment, folks in here, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine who the typical Pinterest user is. Now, raise your hand if you see somebody planning their wedding. A lot of hands. And you can open your eyes, look around. Raise your hand if you see somebody baking a cupcake or knitting a scarf. A fair amount of hands. Raise your hand if you see somebody shopping for their next car. Raise your hand if you see somebody planning their finances. So I noticed that there are a lot fewer hands, but because for a long time, people have naturally connected Pinterest with certain use cases and audiences, while over the last decade, we've really become much, much more than that. Pinterest is the place that people all over the world come to get inspired for all aspects of their lives, from everyday decisions to life-changing and big moments. Pinterest is the place, no matter your age or personal preferences, because guess what? Inspiration is really a universal need. So take a look at these stats for a second. People of all age groups are on Pinterest. Our Gen Z user base has actually doubled between 2021 and 2022. And women are a huge and significant audience on Pinterest, and we're so proud of that. And men are almost 40% of our audience here in Germany. And across the world, men searching for inspiration to build a dream life has grown year over year. But don't take my word for it. I want to walk you through some Pinner stories and examples and how Pinners experience the platform. So first, people come to Pinterest to discover. 97% of searches on Pinterest are unbranded. And that means that people come with a general idea, the contours of what they want, but they don't know exactly what they want. And so often they find it on Pinterest. So, for example, let's say I'm looking to take a vacation with my family. I start searching for summer trips, and Pinterest gives me all of these ideas, from Amalfi Coast to Ibiza to Crete. And as a brand, now is exactly the moment to inspire your audience with ideas when they are undecided and open-minded. Next, people are willing to make decisions. Pinterest is the easiest place to really visualize your plans and make them real, turn them into real life. Pinners have saved over 360 billion pins and created more than 8 billion boards on the platform. And they want to act on their ideas. And the result is that Pinterest drives 10 times higher branded searches off platform. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. So for my trip, of course, I settled on Hamburg. And I create a board that you can check out on Pinterest, and I'm not trying to get followers. And it's a board called Heading to Hamburg. And I save ideas, flights to take, outfits to shop, beaches to visit, ferry tours to try, landmarks to check out, and a lot more. And then there's usually a triggering point, when people turn their ideas into a reality in their lives. And that's when Pinners buy the inspiring ideas and services that they've searched for and saved, and then turn them into real life. So for me, this was the moment where my Hamburg ideas and vision became my Hamburg reality. And when I arrived in Hamburg about 2 days ago on Sunday, I took a walk through Hafen City area to discover the iconic landmarks like Elbphilharmonie and the famous Speicherstadt. And here's the thing, brands, this is what they do all the time on Pinterest. Brands are absolutely essential to this. They help Pinners accomplish their projects and their plans and turn them into real life. So take a brand like Ida. So when the world started opening up after the pandemic, a lot of folks here in Germany looked up ideas to plan their next trip. And AIDA used stunning images and stunning video to show Pinners all the places that they could visit. They provided the inspiration that people were looking for, and it really resulted in lower CPAs and lower CPMs compared to other platforms. So this is happening across categories. Financial service brands like Haspa, entertainment companies like Lego, card manufacturers like Kattenmacherei, insurance providers like Generali, automobile brands like BMW, Audi, and Ford, and grocery stores like Aldi Nord, or beauty companies like Garnier. So this is the bottom line. We need brands to succeed on Pinterest, and our users do too, because it's fundamental to our mission to bring everyone the inspiration to create the life that they love. And to make this revolution possible, our promise to you is to really help you reach the customers that you care about and drive them from, again, discovery to decision to do, that full funnel, all in the most positive place online, Pinterest. So how do we do it? I want to take it step by step. So let's take the AIDA example. On Pinterest, brands can reach consumers in an inspired mindset when they're looking for products and services exactly like yours, when they're giving their attention and taking action. So if you check out the numbers on this slide, on Pinterest, people are paying close attention. They're not just passively scrolling to zone out. They're leaning in and they're taking time. They're open to ads and all the possibilities that they represent. And that means a special opportunity for brands, for you, to reach customers based on people's interests, moments, and trends, not just demographics and personas. And all this is possible on Pinterest. So that brings me to the second part of our promise, helping you drive your customer from discovery to decision to do. And we all know that journey from I love this to actually checking out at the register, checkout, it's not linear. It's very curvy, and these days it can take as many as 14 different touch points to close a deal. Well, that's why Pinterest really presents a valuable opportunity for advertisers. Your ads can reach people at every step of that funnel. So don't take my word for it. The research firm Neustar did a 2-year study of multi-touch attribution, and it found that 91% of people who convert on Pinterest saw an ad mid-funnel. And they spent more than people who don't use Pinterest. And in fact, shopping carts are 30% larger on Pinterest than on other platforms. That's really a lot. So here's the deal. I know it's hard to be patient in today's world. I'm impatient. And we all want to see our investments pay off right away. But we all know that patience does pay off. And that's why we're investing in more full funnel solutions more than ever before to help advertisers. So now, Pinterest really offers you a range of formats and ways to tell your story and to capture the attention of your audience. From idea ads to paid partnerships with creators. And another example is an exciting new format that we have called Premier Spotlight, because big moments deserve big attention. And this gives brands really a premium placement for 24 hours on Pinterest's main search page. And you can check this out at our booth here at OMR. We're currently in the test phase, building with advertisers, and you can be one of the first to join us. And we've really seen awesome results so far, including 3 times higher click-through rates compared to standard awareness ads. And the best part is, we're really just getting started. And this brings us to the final part of our promise, that you and your customer can connect and come together in the most positive place online. Now, one of the things that I've always loved about Pinterest is that for over a decade, it's put people's well-being at the center of the mission and at the center of the company. And in fact, 9 out of 10 people call Pinterest an online oasis. I want to say that again. 9 out of 10 people call Pinterest an online oasis. It's hard to find another place that you can say that about. And this doesn't happen by accident. You don't trip and fall into that. We're proud to have pushed industry-leading policies from banning medical misinformation long before COVID to prohibiting political campaign ads, to prohibiting all ads with weight loss language and imagery. And this really matters for brands. I'm sure many of you have seen your ads show up next to something that you might not be proud about? Well, chances are when that happens, consumers remember. And of course, the opposite is true. Our studies have shown that the more people are likely to remember, trust, and buy from a brand when they see it in a positive context. So when you're thinking about your next ad spend, remember that it is possible to generate goodwill and better performance in a positive context, especially on Pinterest. So I covered a lot today. Thanks for listening. And by now, I hope you really see and feel that we need a revolution. We need a new online marketing ecosystem that allows advertisers to connect with their consumers in an inspired and in a joyful way. I think I'm going to have to yell really loud. Well, can you hear me? Hello, hello? No. I think the revolution started. All right, can you hear me now? That's what happens when the revolution kicks in. What we need is a new online marketing ecosystem that allows advertisers to really connect with their customers in an inspired and in a joyful way. And one that drives more economic value and full funnel opportunities for brands, and also more emotional value and positivity to people where your customers who are leaned in can connect with you. You know, I think that the thing about revolutions is that they rarely just pop up and come out the blue. They often bubble up. They often happen beneath the surface. That's where change happens. And then the pressure comes up, and revolution brings that change onto the top. So I think the choice is we can be revolutionaries or we can step aside for them. So I really think that the time to start is now. And you can start by meeting us, Pinterest, at our booth here at OMR. We'll be happy to talk to you and work with you today, tomorrow, and beyond. And together, I can't wait for us as an industry to really show what's possible in this industry and in this world. So with that, I want to thank you so much, OMR. Have a great OMR, and take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, thank you. Okay.
Amazing, it's possible with Pinterest. Okay, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Wir machen jetzt eine kleine Pause und dann geht's weiter. Dankeschön.